Have more reactions after a majority of the Monroe City Council voted against appointing Captain Daniel Overturf as the fire chief last night. Good evening to you. I'm LaShonda McEwen. Devontae Martin spoke with two council members to find out their reasoning. Devontae?
Yes, LaShonda, after a night of back and forth disagreement via social media, the city of Monroe is still without a fire chief.
And it is disappointing to know that we told in the face of Monroe Fire Department that their choice, their pick, is not worthy.
Video from Tuesday night's Monroe City Council meeting showed fire department members leaving emotionally, as in a 3-2 vote, the council voted against appointing Captain Daniel Overturf as chief of the Monroe Fire Department.
Nay.
Mr. Muhammad?
Nay.
Ms. Woods?
Nay.
Both council members Juanita Woods and Rodney McFarland voted against Overturf and say they received very little details on Overturf from Mayor Friday Ellis until Monday, when they received background information on him.
And we were going to all sit and talk about this individual. I welcomed that conversation, but that conversation never happened.
If the mayor learns how to sit down and communicate better with us, and follow through what he said he was going to do.
Woods says the council received Overturf's recommendation letter November 20th from Mayor Friday Ellis, but it did not include any of his background details. Both Woods and McFarland also say they received mixed reviews from unnamed firefighters with the department that caused concerns.
5 days or so coming up to the city council meeting, I started to get a lot of phone calls from people that were within the fire department. Mayor
Friday Ellis took to social media late Tuesday night and expressed his disappointment in the result, saying that Overturf was endorsed by over 80% of his colleagues through a unanimous survey.
He knows the procedure, so it's not like he don't know. Mayor Ellis knows, but he has put us in a very hostile position by doing what he did.
And both council members told me that Friday Ellis will have to bring another candidate to the table.